No sound? How is that possible? I'm getting all the feedback. Guys, can you hear me? Please let me know, because that means we missed our introduction once again. So, Brandon DeSantos, how's it? Daniel the War Machine, how you doing? Richard, we'll see you on track a little bit later. Dane, please can you let us know whether you can hear us? I am seeing in the background we've got Flat Rabbit that's just joined. So, I'm pretty sure the guys are going to get going any minute now. But actually, we've changed things up a little bit for the series. Is all the guys will be qualifying in the BMW. Not only have we changed the top 6 for the second of the 20-minute races, but we're going to be doing a verse grid for those top 6. Not only that, but the top 5 will need to drive the escort for the next race.
Yes, and I believe it's just because there's a slight difference in the two cars. Obviously, the BMW having one extra gear, I believe, compared to the Ford Escort. And on the default setup, the BMW is slightly quicker by just over half a second. So that is going to cause for a bit of upsets if if someone is stuck in the wrong car. So we're going to mix it up a bit. We're gonna throw in the Fords for the quicker guys in front, and let the guys at the back try and catch up. So it's going to be a fantastic season. I reckon this is going to be one of our best.
Yeah, so I must admit that this whole season and how it came about, it did come in very late. We were supposed to have run the GT4 cars, the Rocket Bunny versus the Ginetta, and due to some testing that we had done on that Monday prior, is we realized that the cars were not going to be equally matched. So we definitely had to change it up a little bit. And yeah, I think from the brainchild of Jakes Fatikaki, we had some conversations with him, and this is one of his things.
Yeah, quite a good idea as well. Just to mix it up a bit, the beginning or the end, towards the end of the previous season, we saw the top 3 guys pulling away from the rest of the field. Those guys are half human, half alien. So that's the reason for that, because they're just on another level. But changing it up a bit, maybe throwing them into a slightly slower car, making it a little bit more challenging, I think will mix up the field and make for close, exciting racing.
100%. So I see that the guys are on track, so we can get rid of our faces. Just making sure, yes, that the volumes are still there. But now we've got the 76 2002 BMW Stance Works. We have had a season in this car before. It was absolutely a cracker. I'll never forget driving around at around Stetterton, where Memo landed up putting me on the roof, or on my roof, and the next lap around, he very politely put me back on my wheels.
hope that doesn't happen this season. I hope we're going to see some nice clean racing. Nobody getting close to each other. Well, we want to see close racing, of course, but we're not taking each other out. We want to see good, competitive, guys giving each other room and respect. And I'm sure that's going to happen. Looking forward to it.
So just some guys that were able to look out. This is the first session of 6 that will be happening this evening. Christopher, our Monday night champion, he's unfortunately not with us. We do have Marius, who finished second in the championship, followed by Colin. Andrew Horn, who won the Monday night league for the Bravo tier. He is here. Greg Campbell, he joins us finally from louder than the announcers. Thank you for that. We will be able to drop that down a little bit there. Daniel, thanks so much for that shout out, just to let us know that the race order is louder than the announcers. The weird thing is that every week we seem to have the same problems. We think that everything is the way it should be, and we don't change any settings, but yet stuff still manages to change. It really, really does boggle my mind. We do have a new driver, Dr. Fishy, so you'll see that he's 8th currently. He'll be joining us. Andrew Brogioni, he unfortunately is still away, but we do have Franz, who joined us in the first season. He is back. Flat Rabbit is his PSN ID. Just having a look down the order there, I'm not seeing him there. Stephen, he joins us. Terry Wilfred, he is back. Theo, the Intrepid Striker, he joins us. Troy, not here this evening. And then we do have Tyler Scott, and we'll actually have Tyler Scott managing the cameras for us in the second lobby. So really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I've done a couple of laps around here. I'll tell you, on cold tires, these cars are very tricky to handle. It takes about 3 or 4 laps just to get them up to temperature, and you can see a couple of guys spinning there straight away. And that's just basically trying to put down the power a little bit too early, not letting those tires get up to temperature. And it catches you out with the car. It's got a mean little turbo boost. I don't know does it have a turbo, these cars? It has a bit of like a power band of some sort, but you hit that power band and the car just wants to spin around. So you have to make sure that you get those tires up to temperature as soon as possible.
So just a message that's now come from Durkee. He says, does that mean that Christopher, Marius and Jakes starts in the escort? The answer to that is yes, they do. But not only is it the 3 of them, but it is Andrew the Horn Dog, as well as Brandon DeSantos. They will start the first race in that Ford Escort.
Yeah, I think for those guys it's going to be interesting, especially in the Bravo tier, because I mean they were pretty close together, and especially towards the end of the season, those guys were all fighting for the top positions there. So they're going to be switching between the BMW, and then we see Terry.
Great catch there by Terry, sure.
He was lucky not to put it into the wall there. Just showing his professional skills coming out there. So I think it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna really change things up a bit at the top of the board. So I'm just looking at the times here. Who's that? Dr. Fishy?
Yep.
He's really posted a 1:31, which is actually a really good time around here. So straight away he's showing that he's one of the top contenders, possibly top contenders. Managing to post a fantastic time there so far.
So we've just seen Brandon put up a message saying no, he needs the 2002 to keep up. Brandon, that's what happens when you qualify yourself for the next lobby. So there, Dr. Fishy going across the line. He just improves that by a couple of hundredths of a second. Stephen, I'm seeing in second place with Theo. So 0.74 was 0.759 between Theo and Dr. Fishy, and Stephen right in the middle there. Still waiting to have Marius put in a time there. You see that he's currently at the bottom. And just to remind everybody, the format for this evening is that each driver gets 3 chances to put in their fastest lap time per qualifying session. We then take the average, and man oh man, has that changed things up.
Yeah, I'll tell you, last night I was sweating when we were doing the Assetto Corsa qualifying session. I totally got it wrong in the first session, and I had to completely change my setup for the second and the third just to get through, and man oh man was I lucky that I managed to get through right at the end.
So I basically rushed home yesterday afternoon. We got everything ready, got into the car, went to load my setup, and completely saved over it. So definitely did not start my ACC career on a high note there.
And it's so easy to do that. It's, you know, because you're not used to. I don't know if it's because it's a new game or something, but it's quite easy to make that mistake in the new game. It just seems like trying to get through the menu is so different from what we're used to in the project cars that it's very, very easy to make a mistake like that.
So sorry, I'm just looking at those times there. Actually, Marius 1:31.9, so 0.21 off Dr. Fishy, and you see him sliding that car using that rear end, and we saw it. Look at that. We saw it last week in the Porsche, where he would literally flick it coming out of the 110R, and in theory that car should be going slower, but he still managed to post the fastest time.
That's the only way Morris does, and that's sideways. We've seen him in the Ford Cosworth. He was exactly the same. That's his driving style. He throws the car into a corner, likes to let it slide around. And these type of cars, the rear-wheel drive vehicles, allow you to do that. And then you can see that he's enjoying himself out there at the moment. And he's just gone quicker than Dr. Fishy by just 2/10 there. Yeah, showing us how it's done.
Yeah, very great.
But,
very good time there.
It still shows you that, I mean, Morris is one of the top contenders, one of the quickest drivers out there, and Dr. Fishy has managed to keep in good pace with him. So that's going to be, looks like the start of a fierce battle brewing there.
So what I'm seeing, Ashley, is Flat Rabbit and Greg Campbell. So Francis come back in, but he did just connect a little bit earlier. I saw both himself and Greg were in. So I think they might be having just a little bit of clashing issues there. So we just hope that they are able to get a time in. Otherwise, the two of them will be starting in the Bravo tier as a default. There we see Greg Campbell joining us there. Just looking at the messages, so Johan VDV, we see that he's on the stream. He's absolutely impressed with those times. Gerard, he's given his celebratory, I don't even know what sign that is. The rock sign. I suppose it's the rock sign, right?
Yeah.
Or the what's
rock
up?
On. It's rock on.
Dirkie, he absolutely loves this this format because he's saying this is going to be very interesting. So yeah, I just hope that it does bring the type of racing that we're hoping or believe that it's going to bring.
I'm sure it will, Dylan. I mean, we saw last season with the Group A and the older cars, you know, with the less technology but with all the power in the world, how interesting it made racing and how close it was. And I think we're going to experience the same thing here. And it's always good to see classic vehicles racing around. we're so used to these hyper machines that we see on the tracks today, and you often forget the good old days when it was just machine and man. There was no sort of computers involved or fancy equipment helping the guys slow the car down. No ABS, no traction control. All those things are being taken out, and it's just pure racing.
100%. Well, look at that. So we have the Horn Dog. So the Horn Dog was our Bravo tier winner. He goes and he puts in a 131.8. That's 0.3 off Morris's time. But then from a first to fifth, less than a second. So this qualifying is definitely going to get very, very interesting. And still remember that we still have another round of 16 drivers still to come to get those times in. And that would be to determine whether the guys drive in the Alpha tier or the Bravo tier. Only 11 spots available in the Alpha tier, with our current first, second and third from the Monday Night League are automatic qualifiers, as well as the 2 from the Bravo tier. That is Brandon DeSantos and Andrew Hot Dog, the Scalpel, some of the names that he's been given.
Yeah, shame. Look, definitely some good drivers coming through the rankings here from the Bravo tier. So the Horn Dog is definitely one of them. We'll see him. I'm pretty certain we'll see him in the Alpha tier this season, and he'll be racing against some of the top in the SARCO league. So I'm quite excited to see what he can do against those guys. And looking by the times at the moment, he's up there already. He's up there with some of the best. So it's going to be a great season.
So just making sure that all the respective social...
that was the Horn Dog.
So we see some drivers coaching happening on the live feed with the YouTube, saying worry less, more confidence, my good lad. So Johan VDV getting some pointers there before he gets on the track and does his stint. So we'll see Johan VDV in the next session. So Ashley, you are hosting the next lobby.
Yep, and there's 40 seconds left of this one. So I'm just going to wait for that to count down, and then I'll exit the lobby and go and create the new one.
And then I will have Tyler Scott, who will be joining me in the commentary box, as well as he will be directing the cameras. I'm still so amazed that the times at the top there are that close. Really, really great to see.
It is. That means we're going to have some really interesting racing this season. Well, there's the last second gone down. And that's the end of that qualifying round. So Morris on top there with a 130, almost a 131 flat. And that's going to be a time to beat for sure. In second place, Dr. Fisher. And then third, the Horn Dog, followed by Stephen in fourth. Fifth position is Theo, followed by Alex, our Nord international and friendly guy there. And in seventh position we have Colin, followed by Tyler, and then Terry, Wilford, and Greg in 10th.
That's correct. So just checking we'll definitely check you on track, Ashley. Thanks so much for that. And just checking on the Facebook page, we've got Stephen that's joined us. He was just giving us some comments. Reeve Cornish, he is... That's strange how that car's still stuck in the middle of the road there. He's joined us. Greg, he's also joined us on Facebook, as well as Eric Mervin. Hello, Eric. I hope you're well. So Marius landed up going a little bit quicker there, Ashley. 131.08, so 0.6 faster than Dr. Fishy.
Wow. Gonna get the settings right here. Host settings.
So Ashley, will you be giving us commentary while you're driving, or are you going to be focusing on your left hand?
I don't think it's a good idea after the last time I tried that, and I got it horribly wrong. And poor Alex came off worse off than I did, so I don't know if it's a good idea, did it?
No, 100%. So we do have Boktor85. We did try and reach out to him on email this afternoon, but unfortunately we didn't get a response from him. So Boktor, if you are watching and you did enter, please just give us a call in the morning just so we can make sure.
I did see him, Dylan.
That is fantastic.
I did see him online, and I think he will be joining us. Definitely, I've added him to the lobby list. And he was doing some laps around here earlier, so he has done some practice.
All right, perfect.
So, just want to check these realism settings. Default setup, yes.
Okay guys, so we are just waiting for the new invite to come through, and my Jake's Lacamorius was his comment, so yeah, great time there. So I was actually disconnected from that session, which is extremely strange. So actually, when you're ready, you can send that that invite through.
Sending out now, Dylan.
Fantastic. So some of the drivers that we're expecting to see is Ashley Dirkie. So interestingly enough, Dirkie was our but the end of 2 years ago, the end of the year, we ran this as a championship, and Dirkie was our champion in the series. So Dirkie is definitely going to be one of the drivers to look out for. Jakes will be here. Dane was actually saying because of these cars that he might want to connect his shifter and use that shifter just to get a more authentic feel. Brandon will be joining us. V-Dubber, another driver who is extremely quick in this car, as well as Mal Jacques or Mal TTR. Jacques joins us for this championship as well. We have Carl Hardeman, he'll be joining us, as well as Marshall. Sly Pete, the Thursday night Bravo tier winner, he will be joining us, as well as Richard Berner joins us as well, with Robert Stoltz. Sarge is back, and then Boktor 85. Glad that we were able to get you. How there, Tyler? Do you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. So Tyler, we'll just need to get you to accept the invite from Ashley.
He hasn't sent me one. Dylan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Ashley hasn't sent me an invite.
Okay, perfect. I will send one to you. There, you should have it now. Alright guys, just remember we are Code Coconuts. Ashley, if you could just make myself the broadcaster. And Tyler will be the director. So Boktor, thank you for joining us. We did... I was a bit worried there that we hadn't heard from you, but glad to see you joining us in the qualifying.
Thanks.
Welcome to SARCO. Welcome to a very different life going forward.
Thank you very much.
like to remain anonymous?
Well, my name's Christopher Pretorius and I live in Centurion, Gauteng. And Johan VDV introduced me into the racing simulation. And I'm playing the controller.
Very, very nice. Okay, thumbs up. We are ready to go.
Let me just get Tyler. Tyler,
Call the boy in.
just ask Tyler.
I don't have
Yeah,
cosplay.
I have invited Tyler.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, that was weird. I got disconnected.
and so did Q Silver.
So apologies, guys. Just a slight technicality. We'll just jump straight back in there. I think I might
I
have.
am, yeah, Ashley.
Okay, so before we get going, just gonna make sure that.
Oh yeah, he says he doesn't want to do project course.
He's lost.
Okay, I think I was clashing with Dirkie, so when Dirkie's back, let's just make sure that he can hear me. Let's see. Dirkie, can you hear me?
Can you hear Dylan?
Kom in, Dirkie.
Daar's vat hy,
Hit the
Dirkie.
thumbs up if you
Baie
can hear
dankie.
us.
Okay, let's gooi. That's why we were both kicked out, Dirkie. We were clashing, so I'm ready. Let's gooi.
Good luck, gents.
Lekker.
So Tyler, thank you so much for joining me in the virtual commentary box as well as directing the cameras. Do appreciate the assistance.
Thanks, Dylan. It's good to be here.
So Tyler, you do some real world racing yourself. Do you want to just let everybody know what it is that you race?
Racing a series called Super Hatch. It's all hatchbacks cars. Power to weight ratio, A, B, C, D class. So cars have to go to a designated dyno. And according to the weight or the power you make is what your car has to weigh. We're only allowed a maximum of 80 kilos to stay within class. Otherwise you have to move class or take power out. We run on standard road shocks, Gabriel's, Bilsteins, Monroe's. And then springs are open and that type of thing.
Very nice. And what is it there that the car that you're driving yourself?
So I'm running a 200 TS.
Well, I'm sure that.
Cadet, sorry.
Okay, Cadet. I'm sure. I was about to say. I'm sure that Brandon DeSantos would be very interested to know that because I believe that he is an Opel fan himself.
Got a TS itself.
I can only imagine. So Tyler, your first experience around this track in this car, what do you think about this car?
Well, I didn't get any practice before this, so my practice was literally an hour before our session started. Not an easy car to master, and also the field track, so yeah, wasn't a very good one for me.
Look,
The other guys, the aliens as we call them, they were flying. So we had Marius up there, we had Horn Dog, I don't remember how else, but those were the two that
yeah, we had within a second of each other, we had Marius, Dr. Fishy, the Horn Dog, Intrepid Striker, and Steven. So 5 drivers within a second of each other.
really close racing. And the interesting part of it is taking over to the top 5, which was only before. I'd like to see what that's going to be this year.
What we do know is going to happen is going to be a lot of either A, frustrated drivers, or B, it's just going to tighten up the field so much that we'll probably have different winners every week. So we're currently watching Jakes, who finished in 3rd place on the Monday night. If you remember back, it was the last race. Jakes was ahead of Christopher coming out of the inside corner there at Sonoma. Jakes and Christopher touched, both destroying their cars, and it allowed Marius to win that race and take that 2nd place over Jakes in an absolute dramatic end of the championship. And myself and Ashley were in the commentary box and saw it happening live, and I was absolutely speechless. But there was definitely no hard feelings done there. We'll watch Jakes. He takes a lot of that curb coming into the 110R, running a little bit wide there. You can see how the speed just dropped ever so slightly.
Sorry, I don't have the list with me.
Sure. So Jakes goes fastest on a 131.8, and then there goes Dirkie, 131.6. Gerard, 132.4. Maljacques, 132.9. Robert, 133.0. And Robert landed up qualifying in the Alpha tier for the Thursday night there, Tyler.
Yeah, did manage to make it in. Was just not able to make it in.
Just missed the cut there.
Yeah, actually, literally popped me out of that one. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit weird though. But, well, we were teammates for that series, so now we're split between a GP3 and a GP4.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a bit of a strange one. So if anyone wants to be looking forward to teammates, join us.
100%. So in short, this is Dirkie Kellerman. He was the previous championship winner when we ran this car. So he will be one to watch in the series. And as we see Jakes now, he gets himself into the 131.8. So 0.19 seconds is the difference there. Still see Sly Pete and Sarge still needing to get a time up. And Christo, who's just joined the series, that is Borchter 85. So he's joined us, so we're hoping to see him get that time on. There goes Jakes, 131.2. So the times are starting to drop with just under 10 minutes to go. Jakes in a little bit of traffic at the moment, so I'm sure that the driver will possibly get out the way. But this is one of the things, is that everybody on the track is trying to get a lap in. So the thing is that do you give way, or do you just commit and hold your line there? Tyler, what would you do?
It's very difficult because the fast cars suddenly come up behind you. Through the sections of the track where they're really quick. For example, our old Mario through the chicane. So it's not intentional, it's just suddenly the guys are right there. Literally there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So the best thing that I say is stay online. They should get past you, so pass them. If you really slow it, then move over. So yeah.
No, 100%. It is definitely quite a tricky one. So just a message coming from Theo. Interesting comment there. He's saying that the drivers coming out of the pits mid-qualifying, please just wait for the drivers to take corners 1 and 2. A valid point, but the last thing you want to do is get yourself caught coming out of the pits and you literally get yourself in front of a driver who's now just hit a flying lap. So some messages coming through. Morris is saying enjoy, guys. Flat out Jakes. We saw Morris currently is going the quickest out of all drivers who have qualified so far. Some messages coming from Daniel saying Johan VDB drive like mad. We've just had a Luca 85 saying hello from Germany, so it is great to see that our live stream, it does go far and wide. Great to see you, Luca, joining us.
And all the guys out there that think you need wheels, we've got Sarge, we've got Brandon. Sarge currently in 6th. He's on a controller. In the other series, he was one lobby, he was generally in top 3, maybe the top 5. Brandon as well. Brandon the Santos. Yeah, guys that want to join, you don't need a wheel, you don't need a rig. You can control and join us.
No, 100%. And it's actually quite incredible that Sarge has currently stuck himself right in the middle there. Going at that pace, he might find himself in the alpha tier.
Yeah, I think that's going to be tough. There's a lot of guys doing the 32 in the previous lobby and this one. So it's going to be interesting to see.
So 6 minutes are left with an extra 45 seconds. That was Ashley. We did ask him, can you believe that? Can you say commentator's curse is actually a thing? Because Ashley, he was giving us a bit of some running commentary in the Assetto Corsa, and eventually said, look, I can't do this anymore. He needs to start focusing on an actual time. So I know that it is very difficult to drive and talk. So I do appreciate Ashley's honesty. So there's Marshall coming out. Marshall down in the 133.4s. Marshall driving for the Chasing Beavers, but his teammate Memo has chosen not to race in this. He is racing in the Thursday night Porsche Trophy Challenge, as well as on the Sundays in our new Assetto Corsa League.
I'm just looking at it, Dylan. Looks like between the top, or between the from 1 to 10, it's literally what, 2.5 seconds between all of them.
Yeah, that's 2.5 seconds.
So 2.5 seconds between 10 drivers. That's going to make very interesting racing when you bring the other lobbies into the other qualifiers. I think the guys are going to be really close. In Alpha Tier and Volvo.
So we see Brandon Dos Santos, he's now come back in. So it looks like there might have been a disconnection issue there for Brandon, as well as Dane. So Dane and Brandon are not getting a time in. We're just under 5 minutes to go. They will still have time, but I don't think that those tires would have warmed up enough to have them at optimum temperature. So in shots we have Mal TTR, will be known as Mal Jacques. Between himself and we had Jacques Vermeulen, so we always knew it as Jacques and Mal Jacques, so we could differentiate the two. And if anybody has met Jacques in real life, or even just through the community, we'll know why we call him Mal. So Jacques getting the tail very sideways there as he went through SPN. But this is probably one of my favorite track corners on this track, is you just let that car turn in. Once it's turned in that power, and just the way it pulls you through the 110R. We'll just chase it.
Favorite corners is one of my worst.
So no improvement there for Jacques. And the braking in this car has to be so delicate, and that's purely because there no ABS on these cars. They didn't have them back in the 70s, or late 70s I should say. You can see a little lock up there in front. So normally I would go a little bit straighter on the entry there, take a little bit more curb on the second phase of that chicane. See Jacques going down into second gear, getting this car rotated a little bit oversteer unless he's waiting for somebody to come past him. So, Tyler, we see that we've jumped to Robert. What is the relationship between yourself and Robert?
Robert's my brother-in-law.
There we go. That makes so much more sense now. So 2.5 minutes left, and Brandon and Dane are still needing to get a time in. So for Brandon, it's not that vitally important that he gets a time, but Dane, if he wants to be competing in the Alpha tier, he's going to have to get a time in, because we take the average across all three of the sessions, and that determines exactly where the guys will be racing and in what tier. So Dr. Fishy, he has joined us on the stream. Dr. Fishy, how are you doing? A great first session there for you. Looking forward to seeing what happens in the second session. Just having your second session, I should say. Just having a look at the schedule. You are up next in lobby 3. So we will get to see you in just under 1.5 minutes now. So on board, Johan VDV is still struggling a little bit to get those times down, 1:33.6. Let's see, with him coming out of the last corner, whether he has been able to improve on that time. So no improvement there for Johan VDV. We see, Tyler, I see that Roberts moved up the order. He's now got himself up into 6th place. Ashley, he too has moved up into 7th, and Sarge now down into 8th place.
Yeah, I see Robert's getting there. He's actually a bit off his spot. He'll be able to go a bit quicker. I think he's just back in a little bit of traffic in the previous lap. So we'll see what he can do. 22 seconds left.
I must say, making sure that you've got a clean run ahead of you is vitally important, and getting heat into those tires very quickly. Because with there being only 15 minutes per session, is you only effectively are getting yourself like a solid good 5 to 7 laps, where the others are just trying to get heat into those tires. So if this works out for him, he might be able to get a bit of a tow going up the hill. So that might be able to take off just a couple of hundredths of seconds there, which will help him get closer to Jake's time. Very late exit there, and you can see Gerard, who's in front of him. I just know that that's Gerard's livery. He really hugged the inside there on that exit. So I'm just going to keep my eyes on the timing sheets just to see if any positions change. So I did not see any changes there. So far Jake's the fastest here with a 1:31.2. But still a little bit further off the likes of Morris's. Morris won't be in the second, so Jakes will have another opportunity. Morris will be back in the 4th session, which will start just on about 9 o'clock. Oh, that was Boktor. Krista Pretorius taking a little Ballard with him, and that's what happens if you take too much of the inside curb. You pick up one of those and it ruins your lap there. So just going to have a look at the final positions. I'm going to make sure I get to the bottom before. So I just made it. Okay, so I will be able to. There's all the guys have now exits. So we see BMG Parallax. He says he believes in a Dr. Fishy, so we can see who he's supporting. So Dr. Fishy will be in the next session. That was session 2 now complete. We are going to be getting the third lobby up and running. I'm sure Ashley will be sending out those invites so that we'll be able to stay in the lobby with him.
Oh, sorry, Dylan, you guys are going to have to send me an invite or left that lobby.
No problem. As soon as we head back there, I'll definitely will drop you that invite.
Who was the quickest in that session, Dylan?
That was Jake's.
Jakes.
Ash, I think you must just make a new lobby.
Or can he join us?
Ash, just if you invite me, I'm exiting.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm also gonna
And second quickest?
Didn't pick it up.
Silver.
Yeah,
Turkey.
I didn't get his time, unfortunately.
Zo, wat een ding post. Hij is weer boerboel.
So guys, as we wait to get the next round of the drivers in, we see Alex, our Norwegian international, saying that guys are fast this evening. Brandon saying that there's something wrong, that he keeps getting disconnected. Brandon, that's definitely not what we want to be seeing. So I will still need to get a invite from Ashley. Well, Daniel, the thing is that everybody had to start somewhere. So the thing is if you have the game, why not come and join us for a race? Right, guys, I'm just waiting for Sarge to come and join me, as Sarge is the race director for this next race. I'm just waiting to get that invite, and once I have the invite, we'll go into round number 3. Just a few minutes over our scheduled time.
Dylan, is Sarge going to help you with this one? Sorry, I wasn't aware of the changes or what was going on earlier on Discord.
Not a problem. So now we have, so you're so Ashley is the lobby host. Sarge will be directing, and you're racing in the next one. So I still don't have the invite for lobby 2.
Lobby 3.
Lobby 3, that is correct.
Yeah, it seems we also had a bit of disconnecting issues with Flat Rabbit. He was also getting disconnected out of our session.
So here come the invites. Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna go set up lobby 4 so long, try and see what's going on with Flat Rabbit, who he's clashing with, so you can at least try and get a qualifying in.
Okay, 100%.
Shame.
Right, guys, round number 3 is here.
Try and
Yeah.
We just need to
I think
get
this one has
Sarge
to-
in as the race director.
Okay.
And then Sarge, if you could join me in the Discord if you don't mind.
Jokes.
How's it?
Let's see, we got Christopher not racing tonight.
Dylan, how's it?
The qualified automatically. So,
Sarge, how are you doing?
saving fuel.
Very well in you.
So you're looking pretty good
Okay,
there
we got,
in the first half of
Shane,
that session. Let me
Jakes.
just get the guys in the background. Looking very good there. You were sitting yourself in a 6th place, and then you just got the likes of Ashley and Robert just beating you by 0.1 of a second, and then just dropping you down into
Yeah.
8th.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be close racing, eh?
Have you had much practice in the car at all?
I did a little bit over the weekend, but not a lot of time in the car.
And if you think about this versus what we were doing in the previous Monday Night League, what do you think about the car?
It's certainly is a handful, but it's definitely going to be entertaining and very close racing for the season.
And what are your thoughts about the top 6 doing a reverse grid for that second heat?
Yeah. Yeah, no, look, it's like I said, it's going to be definitely make for very exciting racing, and change things up a bit.
Well, that's exactly what we want. We want exciting. We want things to be happening. We just need Sarge to be made the race director, and then we can get going. So there we have the countdown for lobby number 3 for the vintage touring cars, BMW versus Ford. And yeah, next week we will have 5 drivers starting in the Ford, and that will be across both the Alpha tier as well as the Bravo tier. So
Sorry, Dylan, you said that in the Bravo and the Alpha tier that the top 6 are going to be in the Ford.
the top 5 will be in the Ford. Week on week.
Okay.
So there's definitely be lots and lots of different winners is what we're expecting. Just to mix it up in the front there, the brainchild of Jake's. Just through some conversation, and we're going to be testing it out to see exactly how that works. And I honestly think it's going to create such unpredictability within each of the different races. We also understand that some of the cars may have a little bit of a disadvantage depending on the tracks, but we have tried to give the tracks an even split between the corners, straight line speed. So some might be preferred by others, but I don't think that the racing is going to be impacted any differently. So let's just get the car sound back up. See lots and lots of support coming for Dr. Fishy. So that's Hausmeister Bender. I'm sorry if I absolutely ruined that for you. He's supporting Dr. Fishy, saying Fishy Ultra supporters are here. Luca guy 1950 can't see House Master Bender in the chat. We'll just look one ahead of him and we'll be good to go. Yeah, it seems like we're stuck in the loading screen. That is very strange. And Dirkie, you're right, it is only 5 Fords, but for the second heat, what happens is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th will do a reverse grid. So I see there's been a number of disconnections because we came into this lobby, I think, with 12 drivers. We are down to 10. I think that's Jake's moving to the inside in the customary green Mambas car. And just going past Greg Campbell. I think Greg taking the colours as close to the Golf liveries as possible. So the drivers to look at here are Jake's, Dr. Fishy and Dirkie. And I see we are back to 12 drivers now with Brandon and Oljak and now being able to come back. Not to forget our Norwegian international, Alex. Alex having won our Renault Megane V6 Trophy Challenge that we ran on the previous Sunday League. Him edging out Jakes by 4 points. And so really great driving there for him. So it looks like Brandon Dos Santos is having all loads of problems, disconnecting once again. So Alex is the first to get a time in a 1:33.7. Gerard 1:32.8, and I'm sure that that time will drop even further. So I've just popped onto the Facebook page and I see Richard Berner not getting an invite for the second heat. So we need to figure out what happened there. So Richard, we will figure out why you did not get that. Ashley was the host there. On the schedule it does still say Ditamatsu. So I'm just hoping that that isn't what caused that the breakdown in communication there. So apologies, we will figure out why that happened, but that's definitely not the intention. So Richard, if you are still watching, is that what we'll do is that jump onto a lobby 4, we'll make sure that you get a spot, and we can make that up, because you will be able to still get in your qualifying. Let's just have a look here, so we can get you into 4, 5 and 6, and then at least you still get your opportunity to qualify and get all 3 of those sessions in.
Dylan. Can you hear me? Dylan?
Yes, Sala, we can hear you.
Alright. Is that burner?
That is correct. So we'll just need to add Richard to 4, 5 and 6. I see that he is there for 6. So he should have been on 4. Well, in 2, 4 and 6. But Richard will get you racing in 4, 5 and 6. So please make sure that PlayStation stays on, and we'll get you racing with us and qualifying. So Jake's 1:31.3. So he's just about done the same time that he did in the first session. And Dirkie a 1:31.8. Dirkie did. Well, there goes Jake's a 1:30.98. So Jake's has currently put down the fastest qualifying time. That is absolutely incredible.
No, that's flying, huh?
And I've just seen Dirkie's just gone and put in a 1:31.3. So Dirkie now improving on his previous time, and now he's within a 0.2 of a second of Marius's time now. So I'm sure a few more laps, get more temperature in, and he possibly could get himself in those 1:30.0s. But yeah, some crazy faces that are coming up there. 1:30's absolutely crazy. So the challenge has now been sent out to Marius. Can Marius come and reply to Jake's and get faster than that 1:30.98?
Dylan, I've just been disconnected.
Okay, no worries. Sarge, you should be able to get back in. We just go to the invite. So guys, unfortunately we're not able to change cameras just yet, with Sarge having disconnected, but we are still watching the times there. So Dane will be getting a lot of track time now for the next 2 minutes or so. And Dr. Fishy, I know that he got lots and lots of support, but he is 0.8 of a second off there. And Gerard, he's managed to get into 1:32.1, but that's still 1.2 seconds off the guys in the front there. So Tyler, I'm not sure if you can still hear us.
Yes, Dylan, sorry, I'm just busy getting the
Okay, perfect.
sports lobby, busy sorting that out. Try and find. I see Richard Berner, he's changed his name to Damasi. I think that's why he got missed.
Yeah, so Damasi was the name he would have registered on the SARCO website, but he did change his profile to Richard Burner Racing, to Burner Racing. So I unfortunately don't have my phone with me, so I actually can't call him. But Richard, if you are watching, please. Okay, Sarge, we see that we're back. The cameras are changing, and here comes Brandon DeSantos. He's going to have 5 minutes left to get in his time. So just over 4 minutes, and Jake's still on that 130.9. A Durkee 0.3 seconds off Jake's. Dr. Fishy 0.8. Gerard has been able to go 132.0, so he's now closed up that gap ever so slightly. There he's gone quicker, 131.9. So he now within a second of Jake's time. So Daniel, unfortunately you can't use the Green Hornet, and that's because he's actually part of the Green Mambas team. Andrew Horn just putting up a message to say, so many people said that 32s would be the top times. Well, here we go, Andrew. How's that for a bit of a wake-up call? 130.8 is the new benchmark.
Richard, if you're listening, just go check your Discord, please. I'll send you some messages there.
Oh, Ashley getting it a little bit sideways coming through the second phase of the chicane. He'll now go up into turn number 6 now. Yes, turn number 7, also known as the Rainbow Curve. And it is a flat out down the hill into a extremely tricky little braking zone. Oh, that car is absolutely ruined. Now all Ashley has done is just upset that last corner. So just hope that there isn't anybody that catches it coming through. So we do still have Brandon DeSantos. Oh, Greg taking lots of inside curb there. But Brandon DeSantos is still on track, so he hasn't disconnected. We just hope that those tires are up to temperature. Sorry about that, Brandon. Just hope that you weren't listening, because as we went on, you ran a little bit wide going through SPN. You can see the absolute mess that Ashley left behind there. Now back up the hill. So whoever is on a flying lap will be able to continue there. Brandon, not sure whether he went quicker. 1:34.0 for him. Someone's disconnected. I'm not sure who that was, but we do have it recorded, guys. So whatever that time was, we will definitely have it. Some well done's coming there for Jakes. Morris saying well done. I just hope that that's part of the motivation there for Morris to bring that challenge back to him. It'll be nice to see another 1:30.
Dylan, we'll catch you on the next one.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah. So far, the fastest time on track is Jakes with a 1:30.9. Then we have Dirkie for this round number 3. 1:31. Oh, there is. It was Dr. Fishy that disconnected, as well as Ashley, but we will make sure that we do have those times. Let's just get that. I was going to say get that invite, but that would not have worked. Just to make sure we have all those times so we can review at a later stage. Now we can go into the lobby. So guys, generally the disconnections, they can be avoided. There's a few little settings that you are able to do to the PlayStation, so that we do avoid those kind of things. So Ashley, was that a disconnection for you right at the end there?
Just disconnect. Hang on.
Because the one thing we did want to ask you about was coming through that last corner and just removing those ballots for the drivers.
Show.
Fantastic. And what a great show that was. Thank you very much.
I just thought I'll make things a little bit more interesting towards the end of the session. As always do, you know.
You get yourself in these really interesting situations, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so some of the returning drivers, we have Tyler Sarge is back, Theo is back, we have Sly Pete, Christo is back to come and try again. Morris, I'm sure, is going to be hunting that 1:30.0. 1:30.0. Sorry. 1:30.9, not 30.0. Ooh, that would be complete next level stuff there. Ashley, you are race director. We have Stephen, the Horn Dog, Robert Stoltz, and Johan VDV. So Rian Pretoria showing his support for Boktor. Welcome, Rian. Glad that you're able to join us for the show this evening. We're just waiting to get everybody in.
Dylan, I've just received a message from Richard. He says he's not going to make the session.
This car is difficult to drive. It's very tricky.
Tyler understood. Once everyone's got the thumbs up, we're able to proceed.
I just want to make sure we got everyone. There's nobody missing now. I think we're missing Flat Rabbit. Dylan, have you got Flat Rabbit as a friend?
I do, yes. But I don't see him online. I'm not seeing him online, Tyler.
Okay. Are we ready to go? Is that all? Is that the only person we are missing?
Stephen, Horndog, Theo, Troy wasn't here. Tyler's here. He's not here.
Carter boy?
No, he's
Oh, he's
withdrawn.
not racing.
Robert, Johan, VDV, Boktor. That's it. You're good to go.
Let's go.
So actually we're now into the fourth session. Do you feel that you're getting more comfortable with the car now?
I don't know, I think I went slower in that second session. I was just trying way too hard. You just have to keep calm and keep the car on the track, which I couldn't manage, so it was a bit of a battle. But it must have been fun to watch.
Yes, it was. And I must say that we just hope that we didn't give Brandon the commentator's curse as we jumped to him, knowing that he had a disconnection earlier on. We jumped to him and he ran wide out of SPN, and I can only imagine that had invalidated his lap.
Yeah, and it's so easy to do so because this car loves to slide all over the show. And I can't imagine what it must be like on a controller, because it's pretty tricky on the steering wheel. So my hats off to him for his efforts. And also the newcomer, I think Christopher's also on a controller. Is it Christo?
Christo, yeah. We'll definitely have to ask Christo to find out whether he is. So just watching a little battle here, and we saw it earlier on. Actually, we see that Marshall's just giving himself a little bit of space between him and Johan VDV. But we saw Jake's coming up on a driver, and myself and Tyler were just chatting on whether you just commit to that lap or you slow down for the guy who's coming up behind you. It's just such a tricky scenario, especially in these short qualifying stints.
Yeah, it's unlucky, but you don't want to get in the way, because I know Jake's was also on my first qualifying camp flying up behind me, and I knew that I just didn't have the pace to match him, so I just ended up moving aside, letting him pass, and then hoping to maybe catch a slipstream, and just to check where he was braking, maybe get some advice at the same time. So look, if you know you're on a quick lap, I wouldn't give the track position, but if you know that person behind you is much quicker and you can learn from him, then why not just let him pass and see if you can maybe keep up with him and see where his braking marks are and see where he's turning, and sometimes it really helps.
No, 100%. I definitely think that if I was in that situation, we'll see Marshall just out-braking himself a little bit there. I think he might have wanted to just take a little dive on the inside there of Johan VDV. But what he should be doing is just giving himself some space, because now he's going to try and force an overtake, and all he's doing is just slowing the both of them up.
Yeah, because Johan will be looking in his mirrors, trying to avoid him. If he outbrakes himself and then goes into the back of him, all those sort of things probably. But I see he has eased off a bit, so he's probably going to give Johan a bit of space. Or maybe not.
It does look like Marshall is a little bit quicker through that section. So now we'll be closing up, and he might be looking for a slipstream going back up the hill.
Yeah, but his lap's already been compromised, and I think he's just gone a little bit. No, he's got the perfect line. I think he's just twitching a bit in that corner. That corner is super tricky in this car. You think you got the grip, and suddenly it just, I think from the power, the rear just wants to step out all the time. So there he goes for the inside line, and I think Marshall just needs to actually completely back off. I don't think Johan's gonna let him pass. But it's a good race to watch a little battle.
No, definitely. It's like, even though this is cool, a car.
Whoa, there you go.
That's what
Maybe
happens
that pressure.
watching the drivers behind you.
So let's see what Marshall can do now. Now he's got a clear track ahead of him. Let's see if he can maybe.
So just skimming through the lap time, Stephen 132.1, the Horn Dog 132.4, but I'm still expecting those guys to drop into those 131s, as well as Theo 132.9, Robert Stoltz 133.4, expecting him to be able to go a little bit quicker, as well as Sly Pete. Haven't really heard much of Sly Pete in this qualifiers just yet. Marshall down in 7th place. He's going to want to be going a little bit quicker there, but possibly now that he's released himself from behind of Johan VDV, he might be able to go a little bit quicker. But just looking at those two times between Marshall and Johan VDV, 0.1 of a second between them. Oh, there we go. Marshall 133.5, so slightly quicker,
close,
but not substantially quicker at all.
I think Johan picked up a bit of damage on that spin, so that's why he's going into the pits now, just to repair that. He's still got some time with 9.5 minutes left, just to put a fresh set of tyres on, repair any damage and get out again.
So actually, if we can just jump back down to Morris, I just want to see what sort of pace that he's running at. See, I just flicks that car through.
Do you know 131.3? I should actually jump on board and watch this as he goes through the corner sideways. Absolutely fascinating to watch.
You see,
It
it
takes a real tight line there.
and that's what I kept saying. That's the line that I would take, is you get right up on the inside there as tight as possible, and eventually just let the car drift out. So it crosses the line, it does not see an improvement in the time.
Also tried that line, and I ended up taking all those boxes out on the side and smashed in my windscreen. So
Don't worry, we did get it for you. So Theo getting a little bit of a tow. You'll see that he'll just let the drive in front a little bit of space there. I think that's Marshall in those colours.
there's Theo wearing his red helmet.
Very nice to see.
I believe in Project Cars 3 we'll be able to change our racing suits, as well as the changing the livery on the cars, and you can put your own decals on. I've been watching some of the Project Car 3 videos, and it looks quite interesting. That did speak about some similarities between Need for Speed that they've included in, but you still get the features of the simulating features, which we will definitely still use.
Sorry, Ashley, you lost me there at Need for Speed. No, listen, I must actually stop hating it on them as much as I have been. It's just that I find it very difficult for us to be offering the longer format of racing, which is generally what the guys want. They want to be able to put in pits as we're doing on the Thursday night. because we're adding in a tire change, we're adding in there's fuel usage, the guys get to choose what they want, and we're just adding that unpredictability. And with that being taken out, I know that their social media pages have been inundated with hate mail.
But that's it. They haven't taken it out. They've just added that Need for Speed factor in. So that's what I'm picking up from what I've read in so far. You still have the simulation feel of it, but there is an option if you want to do the Need for Speed side of it.
Sorry, I just saw that car in the middle of the track there on the exit.
Yeah, it looks like this.
So that was Theo and Jakes that were disrupted there. No, that's not Jakes. Who's in that green car now? So yeah, as soon as I see green, I automatically think of Jakes. Ah, Flat Rabbit.
I think it's Flat Rabbit.
So that is France. So he's also had some connection issues this evening. So Sarge, our backup commentator and host. So just looking at a message here from Greg on our Discord. Don't quite understand that, Greg, so perhaps in the morning you could just help me out there. Not quite sure I understand what you were trying to say there.
Okay, with just over 5 minutes left on the clock, we got Morris with a 133.3, followed by the Horn Dog with a 132 flat, and Stephen in third.
Ooh, that little runoff. A little runoff coming out of the second. Yeah, I think he's.
So he needs to abandon that lap.
Looks like Morris has binned it. He's probably doesn't have that damage. Otherwise, he would have jumped into the pits already. But we unfortunately don't get the cars to be fixed once the guys do go in. So at least we know that Morris managed to get himself up in a wall somewhere.
Are you seeing damage on Morris's car?
Plenty.
Because I don't. That's weird. That's interesting.
So now just jumping to the Horn Dog. I don't know who that is in front of him.
Yeah, he's just coming out the pits now. He has to get those tyres up to temperature. Otherwise he'll end up back in the wall.
So we've got a thanks for the streaming, guys. Good work, very professional. Go, Johan VDV, Cupboard, Jared, thanks so much for the message. We do appreciate hearing from the guys on the stream who are watching. So thank you very much for that.
So there's the number 72. And are those the M3 colours? Or the M Sports colours, should I say? The BMW M Sport colours,
I believe they are just looking
balloon.
at the side of the car, those the little three stripes there. So I would say that it is possibly the case.
Anyway, with 2 minutes left on the clock, let's see if he can improve his time. Looks like he's just getting ready for a quick lap.
So I see Morris has gone at 0.1 quicker, so he was in the 131.3, now to a 131.2, but still 0.3 off Jakes, who smashed a 130.980. Absolute crack of a lap there. So Morris will cross the line, so you will be able to have one more go. 131.0.
There you go. Sure.
So the times between himself and Jakes are going to be extremely close.
you'll probably be pushing this lap because the car's going to be light on fuel now, and his tires will be up to temperature. So he's going to probably push very hard to try and beat that time of Jake's. But a whole second ahead of second place, the Warn Dog. And it just shows you how hard he is pushing.
So we got a message from Rian saying he's really enjoying this type of racing, getting me motivated to join. Well, Rian, so you might not be able to get yourself into the Alpha tier. However, there will be space in the Bravo tier. So if you want to join, there is still time for you to get that entry, and go check out our website, www. I'll actually tell you a very interesting story I heard about www. If you say World Wide Web, there are less syllables in that than saying www. SARCOracing.co.za. Get yourself a profile on our website. Enter the championship and we'll get you racing next week.
Absolutely. That goes out for all the guys who are watching and want to join. Please come join us.
So Morris crossed the line.
All the merrier.
Does not go quicker. Just scanning down the order. The Horn Dog still a second off, but look how close Andrew, Theo and Stephen are. 0.7 of a second between those three drivers.
It's unbelievable.
Sorry, apologies. 0.07 of a second. Then it is 0.7 between Andrew in second and Sly Pete down in fifth place. So between second and seventh place, there's less than a second.
Yep.
And Johan VDV is 0.1, so 1 second between second down to 8th place. 7 drivers within a second of each other.
That's fantastic to see.
So just remember, guys, each of the drivers are getting 3 opportunities to put in their fastest laps. We are then taking that fastest lap time and sticking it as an average, and that average will then be the qualifying time. Is that we do have 5 drivers who have already automatically qualified. So that is the 2 winners from the Bravo tier. So that is Andrew Horn and Brandon DeSantos, and the 3 podium winners from the Alpha tier. That is Christopher, who's not with us this evening, Jakes and Marius. Marius finishing in second place after that extremely riveting last race of the championship in the last season. So that, guys, will conclude the 4th, I believe, yes, the 4th qualifying time. We now will go into the 5th, and man, these times are still extremely close. So there we have all the final results that are now up and saved on the live stream. So we'll just need to wait for those invites for lobby and number 5. 2 more rounds to go, so we are just a little bit off time. We were hoping to have been done by 10 o'clock, so just 15 minutes over schedule. But as we do these qualifyings, we do get them a little bit more seamless. So guys, thank you so much for joining us on the stream. If you are still there, give us a shout. Let us know who you're supporting this evening. We see lots and lots of messages coming through for Johan VDV, as well as Dr. Fishy. So Dr. Fishy will be coming in the next session, so we're sure that the German counterparts will be back. So actually, I see that you are racing in this session once again.
Yep. I'm just busy getting the lobby set up.
Sorry, Daniel. Apologies. I should have known you were still there, man. So guys, don't forget, this coming Thursday you'll see the Porsche that is up on the custom screen. That is the race for round number 1 of our Porsche Trophy Challenge. It is 2 different tiers. The Bravo tier take on the Porsche Cayman GT4, while the Alpha tier take on the Porsche 911 GT3R. That too will be live streamed here on our social pages, so on our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook page.
Trucks is Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler.
How's it, Alex?
Thank you, Tyler. If we could just make Sarge the race director, please. And then Sarge, if you can join me in the Discord box. So Brandon, before you get going, just make sure that you're not clashing with anyone.
No, I haven't been crashing.
That is so strange, man. Having the worst luck this evening.
Because even when I rejoined,
Okay,
I double
Dylan, I'm
checked
gonna leave
everybody
you
on the list and I
shortly.
wasn't clashing with anyone. So I don't know.
Guys, can we just check that I'm not missing?
How's it, Dylan?
Sorry, I'm switching between WhatsApp,
How's it,
Discord,
Sarge?
and
Welcome
the
back.
lobbies, and I know the feeling, Dylan. Okay, so Amber Kiwi's not here.
Yeah, he's not here.
Okay, we can just run through it. So Ashley present, Colin, the horn dog is is here. Brandon DeSantos is here. Alex is here. Dr. Fishy is here.
Yep.
Yeah.
As well as all his German support coming on the Facebook page and YouTube page. Where is France? France here. Okay, we don't have Shane. Stephen,
Shane,
you are
maybe.
here. Terry is here. Theo. There's Theo. Troy is not here this evening. Tyler, you're here. Boxer, so we just need to get Flat Rabbit in.
And Richard
Black Rabbit was connecting and disconnecting.
Yeah.
And Shane 84 was last seen online 9 minutes ago.
Yeah, so Shane is not racing. Yeah.
Are you putting Richard Burner in this lobby?
No, he said it's fine. He's got an early morning, so he's gonna skip it. He sent me a message.
Okay.
Terry, are you ready?
Terry.
Okay, let's see. Flat Rabbit
Focus, put.
obviously clashing with someone. Can anyone see if they're clashing with Flat Rabbit or Flat Rabbit? Can you see
No,
if
it's
he's
not
clashing?
me.
Oh, he's clashing with me. That makes
Yeah, he's
sense.
clashing with me.
Someone's gonna have to tell Francis to go out and come back in, please.
Flat Rabbit, if you can hear us, can you go out and come back in?
So Ashley, what we need to do is just I'll get hold of Miles Jacques so we can get his details, and let's just give him a call to see if we can't sort out those ports for him.
I think we need a beer break.
Okay, daar sê Frans, alles is lekker, ek kan jou hoor.
Okay, ja, ek hoor jou, maar ek dink ek en Dr. Fishy is slegs nog.
Is there a line through his mic?
Can you hear me?
Ja.
Okay, now, Dylan, I think I'm still clashing with Dr. Fishy. That's the only guy.
Dr. Fishy, could just ask for you if you could just go out and just come back in, please, just to see if we resolve that net type issue between yourself and Flat Rabbit. Thank you very much.
Flat Rabbit, Dr. Fishy, is that sorted now?
When you finish, you just lick the glass and it's clean.
No, still clashing with him.
Still clashing. Dr. Fishy?
Okay, Dr. Fishy, just go out one more time.
Okay.
Otherwise, what we could do, France, is that if you still are clashing with him, we can let you sit out this one and you can do the final session, just so that the two of you aren't in the same lobby together.
Okay, 100 I will do.
Okay.
Are you still clashing?
Okay. Yes, I'm still clashing. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so Dr. Fishy, you stay where you are, and then France just join us for the next one.
Okay, fine.
Okay, Moiman, donkey. Let's get going. So to answer your question, Dirkie, the Ford drivers change every race. That is correct. So depending on where you finish, the top 5 drivers will be given the Ford, which is going to make things so interesting. Sarge, have you driven the Ford by any chance?
I did do a couple of laps over the weekend, but I didn't actually spend time in it at all.
I suppose because the focus was to get the qualifying times up and running, ready for today's qualifying.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. So, as much as I want to try and get into Alpha Tier, don't know if I want to be in the top 5.
Fair enough. Well, you don't need to worry about the top 5, and that's because Christopher Jakes Marius, the Horn Dog, and Brandon DeSantos will be starting in the Ford for the first race.
Okay.
So 15 minutes to go of the 5th qualifying session, and we will have the updated points for you in the morning. So just keep watching those. That was so close, Tyler. Oh my goodness, I don't know why he went so slowly through there. So around 130.98 for Jakes.
Yeah, look at, and like you said earlier, guys were expecting 32s, maybe high 31s, and well.
Yeah, so we saw a message coming through earlier saying that I thought that that was Andrew Horn that actually said I thought that a 132 would get him in, but it looks like you've got to be getting into those 131s to make sure that you're safe. So Daniel, let's just go back to your question. Will you guys make an American happy? And I'm assuming when you say and Dave the Ford, I'm sure you're saying and race the Ford Mustang or the GT. So what we could possibly do is, if you've got the game, why don't you come and join us for a bit of a 5x5 action, and we'll make it an all-American series for you. Brandon very aggressive through the chicane. You can see what happens once that car gets airborne. You start losing your traction, and unfortunately you ain't going to be making the exits. So we're on to 12 minutes left, and this is where the guys will now be on their first flying laps. So when they start crossing the line, that is when the times will start counting. You can see Brandon using as much of that runoff as possible. Now through that last corner, you can see he also takes that very tight inside line, but he does run a little bit wide on that exit, but the car does tend to just understeer through the middle section or the middle phase of that corner. So starting to cross the line, Stephen 132.1, Alex 132.3, Theo 132.7. There's Dr. Fishy 131.7, so he's once again on his pace. Whoa, little loss of the rear there. So Tyler Scott 135.5. Oh, that was Dr. Fishy that got it a little bit wrong there. You can see him just on the exit waiting for the guys to go past. That's the type of discipline we like to see. So Daniel, we definitely will do it on a Saturday evening, which means it will possibly be a afternoon for you, but we'll definitely sort that out and get you racing. So once again, Stephen and Andrew Horn are extremely close. I'm almost starting to think that there might be a bit of a rivalry going to be starting here between these two, as we saw how close the two Andrews were, knowing that Andrew Ambrosioni wasn't able to qualify here this evening, with him still not being at home. So he doesn't have the opportunity to get himself into the Alpha tier with Andrew. But I'm sure that there will be still more racing to come. So Andrew Horn going a little bit quicker, extending that gap between himself and Stephen. Ashley got a 132.3, so he's 0.6 off Dr. Fishy's time. So Andrew struggling with a little bit of rear grip coming off the curb. I think that Andrew's chasing down Ashley in that 83. What a lucky guess. Thank you for that confirmation there, Ryan. Appreciate it. But it looks like Ashley got a better drive coming out of the Rainbow Corner. So Andrew Horn has closed that gap on Dr. Fishy, 0.17 of a second behind Dr. Fishy, but it doesn't look like he will be improving his time here as Ashley gets a bit of a tow up the hill, and I'm thinking that is Brandon Dos Santos in the front there. Just watch the times as they cross the line. So yes, it was Brandon, so he goes 133. Ashley, he gets down to a 132.1 with Andrew Horn in front of him, sliding that car around. So now between Ashley and Stephen, 0.03 of a second. So from a second place to a sixth place, half a second between those 5 drivers. Oh, car stuck on the exit of the chicane there, and Brandon Dos Santos, I think, was having to take some evasive action, but he would have collected the car that was stuck in the middle of the track there. So Daniel, I think that's a great idea. Well, you do have the week to do that, and we'll set something up for a Saturday evening for you. And we'll put together a 5x5 All-American bad boy or All-American muscle for you. we definitely have to drive the Ford Mustang, the RTR version. That is a phenomenal car to be driving. So Dr. Fishy is the fastest in the session. 6 minutes to go. We do have one last session directly after this. Sounded like a little bit of a misgear there for Andrew Horn, dropping down an extra gear. So Dr. Fisher going quicker, 1:31.6, so that extends the gap between himself and Andrew Horn by 0.274 of a second. Ashley still just ahead of Alex, 0.09 of a second. So these 132s are getting extremely congested with one more a set of drivers still to come. So we're still expected to see from Marius and Jakes once more. So Marius will have one last opportunity. We'll now be able to go head to head with Jakes. Dane will be back. Dirkie will be back. Our previous 76 BMW 2002 was Boktor. Gets that very sideways on the exit, but he's going to be helping the driver behind him get a bit of a slipstream. So that was Colin, who he goes past 132.9 now for Colin. Amal Jacques will be back with Johan VDV for his last go. Marshall is back as well as Slight Pete. Then we'll see Roberts as well as Sarge, our current host. And yeah, we did ask France, also known as Flat Rabbit, to just join us in the last session because he was clashing with Dr. Fishy. So Andrew Horn's going to have another go. So Brandon Dos Santos running wide again on SP in. We did see him do that in one of his earlier sessions. Very close to the inside there, but now you can see that the car just washes out. Might get onto the dirt as he does, yeah, but manages to catch it, not put it in the wall. Because you hit the wall and what it does, it bounces you straight off. You can even hear that little maneuver caught my co-commentator and race director off guard there. So guys, we see all that Dr. Fishy did disconnect, so he is back in the lobby, but we will be taking the time that was recorded on the live stream. And so we know that he was in the 1:31.6s. That is the advantage about having a live stream up, so we are able to capture all the times as they happen. Well, Johan VDV, as long as you're having fun, this is why we're here. So Sarge Johan VDV saying that he's having a hard time, but hell, this is a fun car to drive.
Yeah, it certainly is.
So Theo has just gone and done a 131.861, 0.017 ahead of the Horn Dog. Does Colin improve as he crosses the line? No, he does not improve on his 132.9. So car's just getting out the way. Brandon DeSantos is fighting for his life here to try and get out of these 133s.
Ooh, one else disconnected there.
Yeah, we've had a few disconnections, but guys, do not worry, we will have those times recorded. So it looked like Dr. Fishy was disconnected again, but this time he did take somebody with him. So Sarge, there's 30 seconds left of the session, so if you want to jump out and get the last lobby ready, you're more than welcome to do so.
Okay, we'll check you on the next one.
Cool, cheers. So Dr. Fisher, we saw that you did disconnect there, but do not despair. We have your time. We did see that 131.6, so we do have it on the record. It is on the live stream, so nobody can take that away from you. So Brandon DeSantos is giving it everything he can. This is his last attempt to get himself. Dr. Fisher, it was a 131.6 was the last I remember, but don't worry, we will double check. Wasn't a 135, I'm sure it was a 131.6. So here comes Brandon down into the hairpin. Very tricky corner there because you are braking on a downhill. Through SPC, he always seems to understeer going through SPN, so that's definitely costing him a lot of time through there. Now we'll go through the 110R. So Brandon crosses the line.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear, Ashley.
Some of the internet woes. I got disconnected tonight, and I think it's just the new guys coming in that haven't updated the settings on their routers or whatever internet device they may be using, and it's causing a bit of issues.
Yeah, but we do have time to correct those issues. So guys, if you are having problems, just contact Ashley on the Discord. He will be able to provide you some technical information required so that you're able to get sorted and eliminate some of those disconnections.
So that's one of the packages we offer, or services we offer at SARCO Racing. If you do have some issues network related that affecting your connectivity to the games and that, we can assist you with that. We do have experience. So yeah guys, please like I say, come check out our website, come join us.
Sash,
We want
yeah,
to see you racing.
I just want to check if you're able to just help Sarge invite the last of the guys in.
Sure.
Oh wait, you're not in this lobby though, are you?
I'm not racing, no, I'm done.
Okay, but we need to get you in, so...
I'm joining now.
Okay.
Ik hoor jullie altijd.
Ooh, Dirkie, to answer your question, yes we are. I've just been disconnected. But I will come back in and it should be fine.
And then you guys mustn't forget to invite Flat Rabbit.
Yep. Dirkie, I can hear you loud and clear now.
Oh, that's just good.
You can just invite Maurice and Jakes.
Okay,
Yep,
tell Jake.
got Greg.
Tell Jake.
I got Jake's. Okay, let's just run through the list here. So Marius is here. Jake's is here. Dane, I saw you up there. Dirkie, yes. Gerard, yes. Greg Campbell is here. Mal Jacques, yes, he saw. Lekkerberry's here. Johan VDV is present. Marshall's team, De Flum is here. No.
Okay, lekker job nog steeds.
I think Richard's gonna join us, or Otterboy, I didn't see him in the last one.
Ja, Dirkie en Jacques clash, ja, apparently. Ach, Jacques, Dirkie's okay.
Sorry, Marshall, we'll get your invite to you now. I thought you were in the lobby already.
If you could just ask Sarge just to make me director, please, Dylan.
And then Sarge, if you could just make Ashley the director and myself the broadcaster.
Now.
Pas op, ons is Goat Coconuts.
Wist je nou, Dirkie?
Ja, ik denk ik kan Jacques nog steeds.
Oké, ik zag het.
Kan je Jacques nog uit gaan?
So there's just a few clashing issues between Dirkie, Jacques and France. So France is loaded in, but I'm clashing with Jacques.
Ja, nee, jullie worden niet elkaar, dus jullie clash of het.
Guys in France keeps coming in, but unfortunately he's clashing with me, so I don't know if he's clashing with anybody else.
Jacques, can you move it?
Ja, is split with me as well. Jacques, is je echt?
Ik denk dat je skeer
En je gaat check your network connection. Dan op dat profile.
Dat is mijn uitsluiting. Mini.
Okay, so it's a 3.
Ja.
Deze moet daar uit.
Zo, ik mag eerst praten. Nee.
Ja, ik kan ook doen.
Geef mij gewoon maar niet, ik heb gewoon maar...
Doe gewoon network.
Ik
Gewoon network. Hoe hij dit is wat hij doet.
Is dit die laatste session van die aand? Nee.
That is correct, the last session of the night.
Okay dan.
So Morris, while we have you in the lobby, are you going to be able to break into that 130 as some of the guys on this live stream have been mentioning?
I'm gonna follow Jake's like a shadow.
Lekker man, Jakes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try, that's for sure.
The job.
Sounds like you have a visitor. Dylan.
Was that me?
I think that was your cat.
Now I can't even. Now that is.
Yeah, now the glad is with everybody. That's the strangest phenomenon.
SARCO en zo.
Ja, kan.
So a very, very interesting fact coming from Daniel while we're waiting for the guys to get this lobby up and running is that it was Johan VDV. He got me into wanting to race a long time ago. Johan VDV is a very inspirational person and he'll always have my full support, win or lose. Team Johan VDV for life. Very nice words there, Daniel. So it looks like the guys have started. I did get the confirmation that all the guys were not clashing, but nevertheless we are going. So actually I realized that we could have made the lobbies a little bit smoother, because I saw where some of the challenges came is that there were some back-to-back races that you had, whereas if I just swapped yourself and Tyler, then there would have always been a lobby ready to go. So definitely a learning for the next race.
It's a learning curve. Next time we'll know better. I don't know, it's been a good evening so far. Enjoyed myself being in the commentating seat and also in the race seat.
Talking about being in the race seat, we definitely need to
I was,
finish off our little challenge against the LNR guys around Kalami.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm quite sad I missed out on that qualifying session.
So some of the drivers to look out for.
I was in there.
You were in. I was about to say, but hold on, you were in there. You did qualify.
I was in there, but I had some technical issues with my I didn't qualify. I had some technical issues with my accelerator, and that's now sorted out. But I'm talking about the LNR series that you guys are racing.
So Jacques is keeping very close to the back of Gerard. So I wonder if he's hoping to get himself a bit of a tow going up the hill. And what I remember from these cars is that the slipstream advantage in these cars actually doesn't really give you that much of an advantage.
Because as soon as you get to that corner, you see V-Dub actually getting out the way there. So yeah, I mean, because you catch, especially in qualifying, it's not really going to help you too much because you're going to catch the guy in the first corner, and then you might just miss your braking spots and either go into the back of your mates in front of you, or actually compromise your lap. And I think it was quite a good idea there for VW to just get out the way and let Jark go through, so he can concentrate on his qualifying lap and let Jark carry on.
So the guys are now on their first of the flying laps. You can see Marius flicking that through, and interestingly enough, that's Jakes and Marius together. Marius was saying that he was going to follow Jakes around like a shadow, but it is actually the other way around. You can see how that car
is
had a little bit of a
interesting.
twitch there, because now Jakes will get that slight advantage being in the toe going up the hill. As Marius crosses the line, he gets a 138.4 and Jakes a 131.4.
So that time around, I think it did actually help Jakes just to be behind Marius, and he got into that slipstream. But now on this lap, I think he's going to be a little bit slower because he's had to back off a bit. But let's see. This will be interesting.
Also just looking further down, Mal Jacques, he's currently in third, now will drop down to fourth as Dirkie puts in a 132.4. Johan VDV just not able to break into the 32s just yet, so 133.1 for him. And then Sly Pete 133.7. Sarge is in the 134s with Dane 134s. Marshall's in the 134s. That's quite interesting. I expected Marshall to be just a little bit higher up. But it does look like Marius has been able to open himself a little bit of a bigger gap between himself and Jakes, which I think he would rather have that bigger gap between the two of them, as opposed to as opposed to Jakes getting a little bit of an advantage. So
Marius goes quicker there.
131.1 versus Jakes 131.4. Oh,
there goes Marius wide. Oh, and loses it. Okay, so let's see Jakes now. Would have had a good start because he would have had a bit of a slipstream, but not close enough to get compromised by the first corner. And let's see now if he can just carry on that momentum. The rest of the lap he goes a bit wide there, so that's not going to help. He gets the tyre on the dirt. So he's probably dropped about a tenth or so there. Coming down the back straight now. That car full top speed, brakes hard into second. It's out, goes a little bit wide again onto the dirt. Keeps in second. Just comes off the throttle a bit and then flicks it back in.
So I do see
and
that.
This is the.
Sorry, carry on.
The part of the track where you either can ruin your lap or make it, and it looks like he's clean through that corner. And let's see where that puts him as he crosses over the line, and he goes quicker with the 131.176. How do you say that?
0.002.
Holy crap!
That's how much Jakes went faster.
Sorry, but that is
0.002.
unbelievable.
So Tyler, I see that you are in the Discord with us. I have put the race in there for you, so you're able to just see exactly what's happening live.
How's it? I actually, switched my PlayStation over to the YouTube so I can see it. Can we follow, is it Mole and VD?
Yes,
I see
we
are
can.
0.68 apart.
Well, they were. I think something's drastically gone
Yeah.
wrong with there.
Yeah, that's does not look like a BMW anymore.
Well, and let's hope he gets out the way there for
Yep.
Marius. Marius takes the inside line, and that's his line, so gets a bit out of shape there. I wonder if he can improve his time. Nope, he cannot. And it looks like now Gerard is trying to get his slipstream behind Marius. But Marius backs out of it.
So I'm looking at the time. So I'm looking at Mole Jacques in 4th place. So he's 1.1 seconds behind Jakes. Then 1.19 is 5th. Then 1.12, 1.14, 1.18, 1.19. 0.8 of a second between 4th place down to 9th place.
Crazy. It is gonna be a incredibly close Alpha tier battle. Well, I think both tiers actually, because the guys have been pretty close this evening. I think it was Maljak around turn 7.
Yep, that is
coming down the back straight.
A rainbow corner.
Hitting like 200 odd k's now, just over 200 k's. Brakes hard, the 100 meter marks.
Ooh, a bit too deep into that.
Left and flicks a left again. Comes up to the final corner. Goes slightly wider than what we've seen from Marius and Jakes. Prefers the middle of the track. Let's see what his time after that looked like a fairly neat lap.
No,
and he
no
doesn't
improvement
manage
there.
to improve. So Marius' car looking a bit worse for wear, so I wonder what happened there.
So yeah, so I'm actually looking at Marius's car and it's fixed, and it looks like he's got Jakes right behind him.
Crazy.
Yep, so Marius and Jakes are once again chasing each other.
This is a battle for first and second. Oh, somebody goes off there and gets in the way. Ah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so that's just ruined
That's kind of upsets
everybody,
everybody's lap there.
whoever came through there again. Yeah,
Just trying to see who that
I
was.
think that was Greg. Looking at that.
It was Greg.
Yeah, it was Greg. Unfortunately, getting himself off the track and just rolling back on, and unfortunately collecting the driver there.
There's Sarge driving my car. I didn't give you permission, Sarge.
Well, listen, that car is in much better shape now than it was when it was with you. Touche, touche.
And Robert's not finding pace in this qualifying session. He was a lot further up in the first one. So we're pushing a little bit too hard, and I've noticed with these cars you have to be very smooth and clean. Otherwise you lose a hell of a lot of time. Let's see if he can improve his time with only 3 minutes left on the clock. Nope, he still stays in 10th position.
So I see Sarge goes up, so he betters his time, so that's a 133.321. So he moves himself up ahead of Robert. There's Morris on the outside there. Oh! Monkey see, monkey do.
I was trying to... Oh, there's a floating car.
So, I was going to say...
Back to the Future.
Johan VDV 133.1. So he did mention that he really is struggling on this track, but boy is he having fun driving it. And I think that's the one thing about the car, the fun factor is definitely there.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said in the beginning, there's no like computer assist or mechanic assist in these cars. It's just pure, you know, pure motor, pure car basically. There's no computers or ABS or traction control. I mean, it's just you in the car.
We have two drivers on exactly the same car.
Oh my goodness, there he is, yeah, 4 and 5. 132.300, 132.300. But if you look at the splits there, it's saying that Marshall...
There's a 1/1000th of a second difference.
Ooh, that's Marshall braking on the dirt. That's definitely not an interesting place to be braking. So Marshall
sideways there,
Marshall adopting the Marius flick there. So that could be how he's been able to find himself some pace. And talking about finding pace, there's Dirkie, 131.3, so 0.185 of a second behind the current fastest time here in the session. There goes Marius, 131.125, so he's now the fastest driver in the session. So extending his 0.002 gap to 0.52 now.
So that was a fantastic lap there by Marius. He's going back in spits, so let's see now. Oh, Jake's goes a bit wide there, and that's not going to help with 30 seconds left on the clock.
So
knows his lap flying is over, and I think he has improved. Now if that even a little bit more. No, he stays the same in 8th position there for this qualifying round. Nevertheless, 132.7 for him. But look at those times at the top, Dylan. 131.1 and an almost identical time there by Jakes. Of 0.05 of a second between the two of them. Then we have in third position we have Dirkie. Just a similar time there with 0.2 down on Marius. 4th position Marshall. 5th Aljark with a 132.3, almost identical times there. That's crazy. If you look at 4th and 5th, there is a slight difference there.
And I'm not sure where that difference is coming, because the white column is saying they're identical, but the yellow column is saying that there's 0.001 of a second between them. And it's surprising to see Gerard 132.3, so he's dropped down the order there. Sly Pete 132.6 with Robert 132.7. Dane just not able to get into the 132s, a 133.0 for him. Johan VDV 133.1, Sarge 133.3, and Greg a 139.4.
That concludes tonight's qualifying.
It's So let's see if we can't get some of the drivers to come and join us in the lobby. Let's just have a quick chat with them, just so we can get some idea of what they can expect for next week. Hello, my Jakes.
Hello, Dylan, can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Alrighty. Can you see me?
I'm not looking to see you. Let me just have a look here. Yes, I can.
Alright.
Okay, so that we'll take that off.
Hello, dudes.
Hello, Marius.
Hello, Marius.
Hello, Dirkie.
So guys, we will be with you shortly. Yes, we can hear you, Dirkie. Welcome, guys. We are now officially live. Let's just start off with you, Gerard. This is the first time we've actually got you up into the commentary box, so welcome. A little bit of a tricky one for you. Wait, hold on. I don't think the sound's on yet. Hold on. There we go. A tricky qualifying for you.
Yeah, the first 2 rounds was good, but the last round, trying to be a bit pushy and get it out there, but didn't go well at all. So the last round, lost it.
Right, lekker man. And then Dirkie, you are a reigning champion in this car. Am I correct in saying so?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But I do enjoy this car. Yeah, it suits my driving style a little bit. But I love this car. I've always had.
100%, and we do see, we do have another little rival that's going to put himself within the mixer, and that is Dr. Fishy from Germany. He did have some disconnecting issues, but we will definitely get his times in there, but it looks like he's going to be mixing it up in the top there. Let's go to you, Marius. So not the fastest on the track, just being out-qualified there by my Jakes, but I think you managed to get yourself 2 131s, one and then the 131.0. So extremely consistent up at the top there.
Yeah, I got bit in the ankle by a mamba, it seems, tonight. Yeah. No, well done to Jakes, but it's very close in these cars. There's loads of fun. So I knew it was going to be very, very close. But
awesome. And then my Jakes, the fastest on the track. You got your fuel right, and you were able to get in the times.
Yes, I couldn't believe beating Marius there with the time. It wasn't much, but at least I beat him. So that feels very good. But looking forward to this championship. I think it's going to be extremely close, and with a new format, with the Fords in the mix, it's going to be very, very interesting.
No, 100%. So, Jakes, Marius, Christopher, as well as Brandon DeSantos and the Horn Dog, you guys will be starting the first race in the Fords. Gerard and Dirkie, I'm sure that brings great news to you.
I enjoy that.
So, Gerard, let's just start with you, just to comment on the format. We are trying something that hasn't been done. We almost using the Ford as the handicap car. Do you think this is something that is going to excite and up the racing?
Yeah, we've been talking about it. I think it's a good idea. I think, I told the fast guys must go for it. I'll go for sport number 6 the whole time.
But just remember that the top 6 do get a reverse grid for that second heat.
As long as I have the BMW on there.
No, 100%. And then to yourself, Dirkie, you don't mind driving that Ford at all?
No, I don't mind driving it. I actually enjoy the Ford. I just hope that I get it on the right tracks, though. Because there will be some tracks that suits it better. So, yeah, let's hope for that, eh?
100%. And then, Morris, we know that you've had your fair share of the Fords. It looks like you're going to be spending a little bit more time in them.
Yeah, like Dirkie said, it's a very enjoyable car to drive. So I've got no problem with being in the Ford. It would be nice to mix things up a little bit. So, yeah. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Guys, thank you so much. And then, Jakes, I'm sure we're going to want to get your teammate, Christopher, back in the mix. But all I can say, guys, we're really looking forward to the championship starting next week. And I'm sure that the practice will be starting between all the other racing that we have. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Thanks a lot, man. It's going to be nice. Cheers everybody.
Cool. Keep well, guys. Well
Thanks,
done.
guys. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Bye.
So actually, it looks like the guys are really excited for the new season. Really can't wait for it to kick off.
Well, I'm excited too. I think it's going to be a fantastic bit of racing and mixing it up a bit. Reverse grids, different cars for the quicker cars, a bit of a handicap. I think it's going to mix things up really, really nicely. So I'm looking forward to starting in the BMW.
100%.
That's if I actually make the Alpha Tier, because I've been pretty shocked this evening. So
your qualifying over the last couple of weeks has just got you scraping through. So anything can still happen.
I know. And that's just proof that if you don't practice and you don't put in the time, and that's exactly where you're going to end up. Yeah, I just unfortunately haven't had the time to do it lately, but I'm looking forward to. I mean, I just scraped through in the Porsche Cup. I also barely made it through the Assetto Corsa. I managed just to get the time right of the session, and this time was no different as well. And yeah, I mean, before the qualifying, I literally did 5 laps, and I'm not making excuses, but I'm just saying that, guys, if you want to be competitive, practice, because these guys are just phenomenally quick.
No, awesome. Well, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Just remember that this series is proudly brought to you by Thrustmaster, the partner that we have for this season 4 across our different leagues. So really looking forward to seeing how this all pans up. I don't really have anything else to add, but Ashley, if there's anything else you want to say, or
thanks for joining us tonight, and keep it up to date with from our feeds on the website, through Facebook. We'll be showing you. We'll be broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. The season's leagues. So, please stay tuned and join us for every Monday, Thursday. We won't be doing one on Sunday.
So what's happened is the Sunday's the day that I race, but we will be opening up an Assetto Corsa on Wednesday, but we'll sort that out for next week. So guys, just check what's happening there. So until then, keep practicing, and thanks for watching. Yos.
Cheers, guys.